Hey friends, I'm in the garden today. My name is Alicia. Welcome to our homestead, and this is the garden. What we're going to be doing today, you can't really see a whole lot of it because most of it has died, is we're going to be harvesting squash today. And that's exactly what you want, is most of the plants to die back. And that's pretty much what's happened here. Looks like some of the plants are still kind of hanging on. Like this one, it's still pretty green. That's the honey nut squash. But we've got butternut over here that's kind of half and half. Well, I don't really see too much green or any green. There's a little green spot here, which you want to avoid. If they're green, they're too early. Here is another honey nut compared to that one. So this one's definitely not ready. There's another one here that's not ready either. There's actually a vine. It's got quite a view on them that are not quite ready, hoping that they'll make it before we actually get hit with some severe frost. Gonna just go ahead and bring my cart in. Try not to run over any squash. We had a threat of frost last night, but I don't feel like we got any. Everything looks good. I don't see anything on the plants that are still alive, but it was pretty close. Looks like not too many acorns made it. I did already do a harvest a few weeks ago, but I felt like it was still a little too early. So I didn't get a huge harvest, which is fine, but it looks like the honey nut squash is definitely ready to go. So let's go ahead and harvest those. I am gonna be wearing my gloves because the vines are so pokey. I don't really feel like getting poked today. There's actually quite a few over here. There's still some that need time. This is still doing pretty well, surprisingly. I figured it would have, I haven't been out here in quite some time, unfortunately, but I figured this would have mostly died back, but it pretty much came back and is trying to get its second wind, which is fine. I'm hoping that it can make it before the frost hits. That's what I've got so far that I feel comfortable harvesting right now. They're not really large squash, which if you have a small family or if it's just you, they taste really good and they're not too bad of a size. This one is probably the smallest. It was ready to go. I didn't see any green on, just a little bit on the top, but that's okay. But that's what I got out of the honey nut squash so far. So I'm gonna go ahead and harvest the acorn. Hopefully I have more than what I'm seeing, because a lot of them have this going on. This one might be okay. This one here's got a bad spot. Looks like something tried to munch on that one. But I'm hoping I can, acorn squash is my favorite, so I'm hoping I can get somewhat of a decent harvest. That one looks okay. And when I harvest, I try to harvest with quite a bit of stem attached to it. That way, if it does sit out, that it's not gonna go to bad as quickly. So if you're looking to store, make sure that you leave some stem there. When you're harvesting your squash, what you're looking for to make sure that it's ready to be harvested is that your plant has died back or is dying back, like this one here. I mean, it's brittle, the leaves are disintegrating, so I feel comfortable enough to take this one. I'm gonna leave as much stem as I can, and you're kind of looking for orange spots. Now this one isn't as big as the other orange spots, which is fine, but you're kind of looking for something like that. I actually made a video about me harvesting squash a few weeks ago, but I felt like that it was too early. Even though I was able to harvest some squash, I just felt like most wasn't ready. So I'd say probably about half before, and I'm doing about half now. Not all of it is still ready to be harvested, so I'm probably gonna have to come out here a third time to get the rest before we clean up the garden. But the reason why I'm telling you this is because I want you to see what it looks like now compared to what it was a couple weeks ago. And I'm gonna put that in now. This is where I grow mostly squash. We have our squash here. As you can tell, the foliage is dying back. This is my acorn squash harvest. I said that you could leave them out and let them sit in a cool area, but I'm not going to do that with these because, oh, there's a fasciated one. That's pretty cool, two grew together, but that's not why I'm showing you this. I don't know if you can tell that there is powdery mildew on the stem here. And that's not going to be good for storage because it's going to mold and it's going to ruin what I have. So I am going to, normally I would store this in the basement and use it throughout the winter. But the problem is because it has powdery mildew on it, like I had showed you, it's not going to store. It's going to mold before I can even get to it. So I'm doing a lot of freezing this year, which is unfortunate because I was going to freeze dry all of this, but our freeze dryer broke, unfortunately, and for us to send it in just for shipping alone is $400, which is crazy. So a lot of canning and a lot of freezing this year. I think I pretty much harvested what I could. There's still a couple over here that I felt that weren't ready. Probably doesn't show too much, but there still is green throughout there. And then same thing, too much green throughout there. And then with those, so I'm gonna let those go. There's still quite a few roaming around in there. I'm gonna give it a few more weeks. If we get a threat of frost, I'll come out here and just harvest them anyway so I don't lose anything. Got a few pumpkins that are ready to go. Okay friends, that does it for this video. I got obviously more squash to put up for the winter. This season has been simply amazing. Probably the best season I've ever had when it comes to gardening. I've really expanded my horizon on how to preserve and take care of things that I would normally do the same with. I've really changed things up a bit, and my preserving all of this has been just simply amazing. And I want to thank you guys for hanging out with me and watching us as we grow. We really appreciate your support. I'm not quite done in the garden yet. I still have some tomatoes that I would like to harvest, and I need to see if there's any more herbs that need to be harvested as well. But thanks so much for hanging out with me, and as always, I will see you on the next one. Take care.